we, I don't think we had our juice tonight. I don't, in the first half, we were still in the game, but, giving up offensive rebounds, not protecting our rim, getting out of our basic coverages. And then it obviously fell apart a little bit in the third where, I thought we got really stagnant with the ball and our energy dropped, and it wasn't enough fight against a team that's that good.
It seemed like the end of the second quarter is where things just kind of started to go wrong. Just if you kind of speak to what they did there in the defensive job that they did on Kevin.
Yeah, I just thought we were too stagnant. We tried to force feed situations. We didn't play. We didn't move the ball on the second side. We didn't make quick decisions. And they junk up the game. They're a smart team that plays box and one, triangle and two. But we got, I thought too stagnant, too ISO heavy, and didn't move it and attack the basket. And so, it was a good lesson for us.
Coach, sorry if someone asked you this already, but LaMarcus didn't play until I think the 6:32 mark in the third. Just why not go with him in the first half there?
No, he was going to go in. They went small, so we went small, and then we were going to put him in, and he didn't feel warm. He'd been sitting over there a while, so he said he would rather save it for the second half.
And so that I know you must have been asked about this, but what do you feel like caused you to lose control in the third quarter? That quarter was kind of like the fourth in Chicago.
Yeah, I felt like the signs were coming in the first half. We were making poor decisions on the first action at the level of the ball defensively. We were getting driven and weren't protecting our rim with our defensive coverages. And then as the game went on, I thought we got more and more stagnant offensively. And that's when they're really special defensively because they're smart. They have good defenders, but they're really smart at putting doubt in your mind and, plugging up the gaps and making you think maybe you have an opportunity and then it's not what you thought. And they close those spaces really well. So you got to move the ball. You got to move them around. And I thought it was also a new experience playing against a box and one, a triangle and two, and some of those different looks they gave us. So, hopefully we can take a lot from the game. But I think the number one thing is I just never felt like our energy was high enough. Our compete level was high enough. And that obviously is non-negotiable against a team as good as the Warriors.
Steve, you talked before the game about Joe's gravity not having that. Did you feel that was significant in just the things they were able to do defensively with you?
That certainly didn't help us. We had some lineups out there with not a lot of shooting where they could really go to their box and one, triangle and two, and zone up on our best players. So, we weren't allowed to do as many things to combat that without Joe. But I still think, whatever it is, an 8-point game at halftime with all the mistakes, offensive rebounds, the turnovers, not controlling the ball, not being in our help schemes. There's so many things we could have done better in the first half. And I think a lot of it was just, I don't know, maybe it's coming off a long trip, but it didn't feel like the legs were there or the energy or fight was there.
Understanding, of course, that they lead the league in defensive efficiency. I'm curious, if you weren't asked already, whether Kevin's shoulder at all played a role, and do you think he's starting to favor it more? No, I didn't see him bothered by his shoulder at all tonight. Obviously, he missed a few looks there in the third quarter, but I thought it was more like the tempo and rhythm. We didn't move the ball and play the way we want to play. We got very stagnant. We got very ISO heavy, and so. I think in some ways, he got anxious to get a shot up and get his rhythm. And so sometimes when you're not playing free or clear of thought, you might miss 2 or 3 in a row that he normally makes. And I just think it was, as a team, we never got to the second side. We never made 3 or 4 passes. When we did, we got drives to the basket, got in the paint, got good opportunities. We didn't maybe make them all the time, but, that's the way we want to play. And so tonight I thought we didn't do enough of that.
Last one here.
First or? Oh, okay. Are you at all concerned with, I guess, how your team has played against the top tier? Because I guess when you think of the Bucks, we think of the Heat, the Bulls, and now the Warriors. You guys have kind of not come out on the winning side of those.
Well, I just don't think we're in that category yet. We got a lot of work to do. we're trying to, improve as a group, get better. And, hopefully we can find a way to overcome some of our deficiencies by the end of the year. I think the guys have been great as far as buying into what we want to do defensively. No one would have picked us as a top 10 defense to start the year. And we're defending, we're finding a way. I think offensively, we have all these different lineups, different background styles of play, 10 new players in our team. It takes time. We started the year with a continuity plan from last year that got thrown out the window, obviously, when Kai didn't come back. So we're trying to build and figure it out. I mean, you play a really good defense, it really tests you. And I think tonight it was a great lesson for us that we got to double down on some of our principles when the going gets tough. Thanks, guys.